Are we living life longer but enjoying life less? That is the topic for today. We have managed to crack the code somewhat on life expectancy. We are living longer than we ever have. 100 years ago, people didn't live past their 50s. And in much of the world, people are living into their 70s and 80s and beyond with, science, healthcare, medicine, you name it. It's all bought us more time. So the question is, what are we doing with that time? Like, what are we really doing with it? Are we just stretching out the time? Like, is it more quantity and less quality? Living longer is believed by many, and I share the belief too, that it's a great thing. It's an extraordinary achievement. We have, vaccines, antibiotics, cleaner water. Some would say safer food. I'm not so sure about that. Imagine if we had the medicine today in the 50s with what I would think would be cleaner food. Imagine how long we would have lived in the 50s if we would have just had the medicine but still had the good food. But, people survive diseases they couldn't have possibly survived back then. In retirement, though, that's the thing. Retirement can last for decades. And although that sounds great, that can be a problem for a lot of people. Because in theory, that should mean more time, more happiness, more free time, right? More adventure, opportunity to live life, fully, do the things you wanted to do. What do they call it? Your bucket list. But, many studies show that while living longer is has gone up, life expectancy has gone up, life satisfaction has not. Rates of depression and anxiety are climbing. People feel more isolated than ever due to technology. There's a loneliness epidemic due to technology. That in itself can be a health crisis. Being lonely is very bad for your health. So a lot of people live longer and they spend the majority of their time in those later years battling chronic illness, struggling financially, or with the loneliness epidemic, feeling disconnected from the world. So, like I said, we've somewhat mastered the quantity of life thing, but not so much the quality. You know, here are a few reasons why health versus health care. Health versus health care. People, as I said, live longer, but with long term health problems. And, the many medicines manage it, but they don't cure it, right? And then you have work and stress, longer life expectancy means you must work harder for longer to enjoy those retirement years. if you want to survive in them. Many people are working up, up until not long before they pass because money is a thing. I don't know a lot of people who are, retiring at 65 and getting a good 20 years or, I just don't know a lot of people that have been able to do that. And then, of course, I talked about the loneliness epidemic, isolation. Technology is it connects us virtually, but it disconnects our humanity from each other. We don't have the human contact and we don't have the relationship we used to have. There's a barrier there. And even though we can reach through it and communicate, it's not natural. It's not the way it's supposed to be, right? And, living longer doesn't feel like a gift if you're all alone. And I think maybe most importantly is purpose. Life has less meaning than it used to for a lot of people. And people end up asking the question, what's the point? What's my purpose? As a parent and as someone who has spent his life working, it's once the kids are gone and out of the house, and I'm fortunate I still have one at home. First you lose that, and then if you're successful enough to retire at a decent age, then you have to sort of find your purpose, because before you sort of had a purpose. Purpose was to raise your kids, raise good kids, give them a good life, and work hard and be a good example for them. Purpose was, go to work, whatever your career is. And once you get into those older years and the kids are gone, work's gone, you're relying on savings or maybe Social Security or whatever, you do lose a lot of your sense of purpose. So I think the real challenge, the thing we have to overcome, is just adding life to those years. We're getting extra years, but we're not getting the extra life that should come with it. Does that make sense? You have to add. We have to figure out how to add life to those years. Maybe doing something in the community, volunteering, because, your purpose and your health and your happiness goes way far beyond any medicine that just keeps you alive and upright. You have to have a purpose. It's good for your heart, right? It's good for your mind, your spirit. Longevity alone should not be the goal. The goal is to live well. I would rather live well for 70 years than live well for 60 and then not live well for another 20. You know what I mean? But that's just me. What do you guys think? Let me know what you think in the comments section. I really appreciate all my new followers and subscribers. Hope you guys have a great Labor Day weekend. Thanks.